Mostly, I'm being invited to talk to you in regards of different procedures, mainly three main topics: residency, corporations, and how to purchase property, and which is the best way to hold property. The first thing that I would like to know is if all of you are already under Social Security. And when you have Social Security, our government wants foreigners to be in our country. You're more than welcome, all of you. The only thing is that when we allowed you coming into country, we acquire with you as a nation certain commitments: health, security, work, and all of this. And unfortunately, we are not capable to provide all of the people that come into Costa Rica with a place to work or so on. So we like people coming into Costa Rica, but we cannot afford to have people coming in here that they will need a place to work, because unfortunately we don't have it. So our government says, okay, if you're a foreigner and you want to come into Costa Rica, obviously to spend your dollars, when you can demonstrate this, hear what I'm saying, demonstrate. I'm not saying bring money into Costa Rica and invest your money to get a residency. I'm not saying so. I'm just going, you should demonstrate that you have this capability. Now, when you can demonstrate that you get more than $600 coming every month on a lifetime benefit, then you're in. You don't need to bring not even a dime. Just by demonstrating this faculty, you can provide our government with one birth certificate, a police record, because we need to know that the people that we are receiving in country are not a psychopath, an income certificate to know that you have the money, and when you're married, a marriage license. Now, I'm not saying that you should bring $600 per person. It's $600 per family. When I'm speaking about family, refers to mommy and daddy, all kids under 25 years, or if you have any person, any son or daughter with disability that needs to be with you, or when your mother and father are elderly people and they depend, not live with you, they depend of you, then you can cover with this $600 all your family entirely, and once again without putting a dime into Costa Rica. So how does this work? Well, we need dollars. That's the raw truth. We need dollars. And by having you in country, our government finds a way how to bring that foreign currency into Costa Rica, that you will convert $600 into colones. And what you do with those $600, once that they're converted into colones, we don't care. You can pay groceries, you can do a bank loan, you can use them as you please. All what our government wants to know is that you have exchange. Convert this money and give us with dollars. If you're coming to Costa Rica to make some money, you're having the wrong approach. The main thing of being here is saving your big bucks by living on your Social Security. So when you're in the time where you're gonna need that money in the bank to pay for the 24/7 nurse on your bed, there will be this money on your side for whatever. When you're going to bring documents into Costa Rica, which are just four basic logical documents: birth certificate, police record, marriage license, and income. We have a procedure, a chain of legalizations, of notarizations, in order to have this foreign document, this overseas document, have legal currency in Costa Rica. When you go into the States, or in Canada, or any other country, and you get a birth certificate, the loan form, The birth certificate will be signed by the issuing authority and by the state register. Our consul does not know the signature of all of the public functionaries within the state of Oklahoma. But he does know the signature of this sole state register because it's just him. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go to the Secretary of State in Washington, D.C. No, no, no. There's one State Department, one Secretary Department in your own county, in your municipality. There's a hometown office where you can go and attend to the state register and ask him to verify the signature. Once that you have it signed by the state register, you will take this to the Costa Rican consul. Our consul, same as the state register, does not know the signature of all of the sheriffs in this state, but he does know that this is the signature of the state register, and that's what he will be certifying. Once that this had been certified by our consul, this document will be having legal currency in our country. Do not bring documents into Costa Rica. You can't not apply within Costa Rica. All application has to be submitted through our consulates. So if you're going to bring your documents with all of the notarizations and so, they will be useless in Costa Rica because the law prescribes that you have to submit them through our consul. This has certain benefits. The first one will be the next time that you're crossing customs, you're not going to be considered as a regular tourist. You're a formal petitioner for residency. Okay? What about the police record? You need to have a clean police record. So even though a driving ticket will be affecting this. But if you have a local police record, on the sheriff office, there will be a notary normally. So the sheriff issues your police record, and then a secretary certifies this as a notary, and you just take this as same to the state register. He will have a book where there is a list of all of the incorporated notaries within his jurisdiction. So he will just certify that Hania Porras is really a notary in the city of Oklahoma, in the states of Oklahoma, put his apostille, and then you're ready to go. If you are American, North American, Canadian, Mexican, you can remain in country 90 days at one time. If you're not going to go working, if you're just going to be here smelling roses, why invest in $60,000? There's a little island. I love this island. It's called San Andres. And hear me in this. $250. 4 days, 3 nights, airfare, taxes, transportation, hotel, all you can eat, all you can drink. So in your case, if it's hard to put together $60,000, you can remain here less than 90 days, then go out of the country, come back, and you will be granted once again with 90 days. So if you do this every 3 months, you will be making this 4 months a year. It will cost you $1,000. In 5 years, it will be $5,000 instead of $60,000. You cannot purchase, no, but it's a misinterpretation. What this new law says is that if you overstay, not that you can purchase, it's a penalty. If you do not leave the country when it's your time, I mean, when you're already 90 days and you remain 1 day more, then you're punished with $100 that month, another 100 the other month, another 100 the other month. But do not misunderstood. It's not that you can purchase months to overstay, because the minimum fee to stay paying for the month are $600. In future law will be $1,000. At this moment, still being $600. When you overstay and you don't leave country, then they're gonna punish you by making a penalty of $100 each month. Now, you can demonstrate that you have the money by bringing a bank certificate that says that you will collect $2,000 a month. It's not 1,000. With the new law, it's 2,000 a month. If you had already invested in property and you need a residency because you need to look after your investment, then if you don't have this 120,000 for 60,000 each of you, we can just proceed one of you, and we can keep one person in the family with a legal status to look after your investment, and the other one will be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Every 90 days, before 90 days, this person goes out and comes back. That will save $60,000. If you have on your disposal 120,000 or can demonstrate $2,000 income, they want to know that Merrill Lynch does really have the money to pay you $2,000 a month. A trust where you give these guys 120,000 and they are going to be giving you $2,000 out of the trust. Okay. What we need is just to be sure that you're going to be collecting under this law $1,000 per head every month. Yeah. And no, and not only that, it has to have a special wording. It has that this bank confirms the government of Costa Rica done on stable, permanent, irrevocable, and continuous terms. Yeah. You're going to be sending at least $2,000 to your account in Costa Rica, that if in future you just order something on contrary of this, that they will be immediately notifying our government in order to cancel your status. Pension area, it's going to be changed to 1,000.
1,000?
This is chess. This is what I love about this profession. If you wait till the new law get enforced, it will hire what you're going to be needing. But what about if you apply now? There's no retroactive effect in no law in this country. So even that I apply now, if in 6 months the new law takes place, you will be grandfather in the old system. And in 3 years, you're being a good behaved, good habits, no problems, good people. The argument says, yes, why not? You're not here. Come.
So and you can change from a
rentist to a regular, no, hear me this, to a regular resident. Working permit, yeah, no conversion requirements. There's one article in our law that states that a temporary resident, as a rentist as you are, can switch their status from being a rentist to a regular resident. If you're a pensioner, it will make no sense. But if you're a rentist, it really has some sense. Now, this new law is going to be enforced in 6 months. And now we need to change the status, but you're not 3 years yet. Well, what our law says is that you have to be 3 years to do the switching, but there's not a place that says that you need even to be a resident to ask for this happening. But the law does not state nowhere. When can you apply? When can you ask them that you want this? So what I will suggest is just to open the dossier and immediately submit one letter saying, when we're 3 years, we want to convert our status. If there's no retroactive effect by the Constitution, it's not because of the law, it's the Constitution that says no retroactive effect. And if you had applied, your grandfather in this system, which that means that if you have deposited $120,000 to get your residency status, well, you will be allowed to retrieve $48,000 of this money that you have deposited, because there will be 2 years that each of you would not have to cover this.
2 years off.
Exactly. And believe me, $48,000 in Costa Rica is a good sum of money to put a down payment on a house, to live on, just to relax and to do all of this. What I'm trying to say is that when you're coming to an attorney, it's because you want this game with law taking place. If it's just to know what the law says, you can just read a book. You don't need an attorney. You're moving down here, okay. We need a place to live. Great. how we purchase property. How I'm sure that if I'm going to buy from you, I'm going to get what I'm expecting. And more than that, how to know that you're really the owner of what you say that is of your property, so I will know that you're capable to sell this to me. In Costa Rica, all properties had a drawing, a survey. The first thing you're going to do when you watch a certain property is to ask the realtor for the survey. When the realtor brings you the survey, you ask the realtor that you want to walk the property, but not with him, with the owner. Because you want to know that really, if the survey shows that your property or his property goes from the mango tree to the chayote plant, that you can see with your eyes the mango tree and then the chayote plant on the other side. When you have walked this property and you feel like, this is what I like. What? Now what? Oh, this is mine. You see, here is my name listed on the survey. Listen, if I hire a topographer and I tell the topographer, measure this place, he will just measure this. And I tell him, I'm paying for your drawing. You put my name. Even though the property that not belongs to me, the survey belongs to me because I had paid it. So having a survey with the name of the person by no way mandatorily enhances ownership rights. This means that if my name is here, it's not sufficient for me to sell the property and to you to purchase. So what you need to do, all properties in Costa Rica got a plate number, as the car does. So you just go to this guy and you tell this guy, oh, this property is located in San Jose. That's number 1 province. And what's the plate number? Oh, the Folio Real, which is the name. Folio Real means where all the registration on this property, everything that binds this property must be listed here. If you purchase and there was no lien, and later on it appears a lien, it would not be affecting you because you had purchased before the lien, and when you purchased was a clear title. This plate number is the only way to know which is the owner, what's his ID number, where the property is located, what's the measure, the boundaries, if it got a mortgage, what sort of easements it got. And it's the only way to do a title search. If it's not in that document, you're right, it doesn't exist. The proxy of the corporation, which is the only person that can sign in behalf of the property, so that way is the only person that can establish a selling contract, his full name, with all of his generals, how many times he's married, what his occupation, where does he live, what's his ID number, everything is listed on the registry office. So when I come here and I notice that Three Pines Development Enterprises is the company that is selling you the property, and I go there and I do the title search and I verify that yes, Three Pines. And then what? I have to go and search to determine that Roberto Umaña is really the proxy of Three Pines, so he can sign this contract. So I go into the registry and ask them, I want to know who's the proxy of Three Pines, and they will issue a certificate that will state that I'm the one with all of my generals. So you will look at this and verify that for Three Pines, Roberto Umaña is signing, and everything will be matching. The most important thing here is to, first of all, understand that you not need to be a resident to own property. That if you're on foreign years without no legal residency, you have exactly the same rights I do have as a Costa Rican owning property. You need to go to the municipality and ask them, I'm going to buy this property. See the survey? And I need to know what's the zoning regulations. I brought a client into a business that later on, the county would not allow him to do a B&B because that was industrial area. And according to the zoning plan, he cannot build something for human use. It's really important to know the survey, the title search, that the owner or seller is really the owner and the seller, and then that you will be allowed to do what you want to do with the property. You have a residency, you got a property, you understand that for owning property you don't need to have a residency, but it is always good to have a residency to look after your investment. What else now? Well, how to hold this property. When you're an attorney, you set a long-time strategy always. What will happen if my client dies? Where I'm going to be putting his wife? The property is on your name. If it's in both of your name, when he dies, you have to claim his side. And if you do a will, same as in the States, you have to do probate. Probate procedures are 20% of the gross amount for the legal fees, plus expenses. The most important, it will be, as I will suggest, to list this property on a corporation. On a corporation, you will have a book that will say that this corporation worth 10,000 colones, 5,000 colones are yours, 5,000 colones are hers, represented by 5 shares of yours of 1,000 colones, 5 shares of you of 1,000 colones. So it's listed here, and it will be signed by you two on beneath. But on the next page, you will have a blank endorsement. You will get to your bank, you will rent a safety deposit box. You will bring the same book that says that you own 5 and you own 5, and on the next page, you will do a blank endorsement. And it has to be done on the bank in front of the safety deposit box. So when something happens, as I'm saying, I'm killing you.
Why are you always killing me?
Because you're near me. You're gone away, and when this happens, you will go into the bank, you will pull out this book with the 2 signatures, and you will fill out that 1 week before, me, Roberto Umaña, had transferred 5 shares in this company to my wife, such and such and such, and it will be signed by me. So without doing probate, all of my things will jump out of me and will go out to you. If both of you passes away, so you will entitle a third person to break in this safety deposit box.
You've already signed it.
But this person will be allowed to open this safety deposit by showing a death certificate. So when this person comes, pull out the book by showing this death certificate and open the book, the first thing they're going to find is a copy of a handwritten letter. And I love this letter because it's real fun. People get really sentimental and always go something like, okay, boys and girls, if you're reading this, it's because your mom and I are gone. So no time for fighting, it's time to stay together. Now we have this property in Costa Rica. This property is owned by a company. I own the 100% of the shares. So this is what it's going to be. Eric, you're the one that is being allowed to break in this safety deposit box, pull out this book. We love you, but you're a rich man. You get 1 share. Natalie, what we are going to do with you, the hippie of the family, single mother, never working, tropical girl. You're going to get 3 shares because you need a place to sleep on our grandsons, and so you can keep on like that. And at the end of the letter, it's always written something funny that goes like, okay, Eric, you're being chosen to pull out this book, but not get greedy with your sister and brothers, because the original handwritten letter, duly signed by us, is kept by an attorney in Costa Rica. So if you breach on your sister and brothers, you're getting in big problems. What will be the other advantage of having a company to own property? You guys purchased this piece of land and you paid $120,000 for this, but then she says that I want to go to Europe, and you say, hey hon, you're dreaming, subprime prices, we got no money. And then she goes and said, but hon, we get land, we can sell a piece of land. So they sell a quarter of the land that they own, But for this quarter, instead of receiving $30,000, they had received $70,000. Oh my God, we have $42,000 capital gain. What we're going to do? The first thing is to understand that you have nothing. Not even a house, not even an account, not even a capital gain. Everything is owned by your company. That you own the company, yes. But that what the company owns is not of yours. If it's of the company. So what you're saying, Roberto, well, I will sell this piece of land and make 42,000 capital gain, but I would never distribute the dividends. The dividends, the money, the profit done by the company will always stay with the company, will never be distributed to the shareholders. So if I got no earnings, I got no taxing because I got no money.